Brown guy with tattoos. I think I'm covered. We're looking for a brown guy with tattoos. Perfect. What
Is
shooters
that
we
the
have?
AK day?
That was the AK day. So
Chest blasted.
chest. He just won.
How about this? We'll give something for the listeners. All right.
Dude, if people understood that they can get slapped at any fucking point in time, they would legitimately shut the fuck up. Fucking take the labels off of this shit. If they want to drink the bleach, drink the bleach. So day drinking, and then and I was like,
I caught that. I'm like, motherfucker! It's 11.
We're at
It's
work.
11 o'clock.
It's 11 o'clock in the morning.
Work at least.
It's 11
I
o'clock
was
in the
at work
morning.
too, but I was like, yes.
Now it's time for you to talk about Blood Dick.
All right.
Why the fuck were you guys talking about that before the fucking episode?
just listen.
Hashtag Blood Dick.
So awesome.
Listen. Welcome to the Covert Standard.
Let's get ready to podcast. In the red corner, wearing a black tank top, we got the Nitro Panda. Right across from him, we got Bad Karma Live.
Good job, man.
Diagonal to him, we got Clear Malfunction. And this is your other co-host of all co-hosts, Cabal USA. Fucking love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Have the right gear. CabalUSA.co. Right at the top, Covert Standard at the checkout. 10% off. Nope. Let's change that. 15% off.
That's that big 1.5 for you.
1.5.
That was pretty.
At checkout.
That was good.
Yeah,
that one was
I like
good.
the energy is definitely there.
Other than blasting out everybody's speakers right after that.
No, yeah, they're fine.
Well, I did kind of back away. Hopefully, I backed. We'll find out.
We'll find out when we look at the levels later.
Yep.
So that's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, just want to let you guys know, we just added on another sponsor, another dear friend of ours. He's actually been on one of our episodes before. Stoner actually has his business up. So along with CabalUSA.co, using the Covert Standard promo code for 15% off, have the right gear. We have Stone Cold Cerakotes.
I mean, it's like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Every time I fucking
instead
think
of
of that,
instead
it's
of instead of 316, it's like 327.
like we're fighting people or
Something like
So Stone Cold Works.
It is the website. Yep.
It's the website and his company name. Do we have any kind of promotional?
No. Okay. So basically, here's how it works. Okay. So Stone Cold Works is a Cerakoting shop. They do a lot more than just Cerakoting. They do vinyling as well. And right now they have an FFL open. So if you have a firearm at home that is just plain black and you want it to be
Tiger Stripes.
Tiger Stripes. There you go. If you want to be
Mandalorian
style, or if you want to be a Russian AK-47 from Romania, you could go to Stone Cold Works and have it sent to him, and he could do just about almost anything. If you go,
not only guns, he's doing guitars, fucking killing it on guitars. So if you guys are into music and all that shit,
he started
jump
with
cups.
cups.
He does powder coating, Cerakote.
He does vehicle parts. Yeah, he does vehicle parts as well. He does everything.
He can actually probably do you.
Yes.
If you want to change your color as well.
So I want to be a little bit darker. So instead of a spray paint tan, I get FDE. The mother of all FDEs, just right there, done.
You won't.
You're right. I won't. That'd be awesome, that sounds painful.
Yeah, it does have to go through a process. I think it needs to be baked in the oven. So I don't know how you want to handle it.
But he did say
he does really fucking good work. I could vouch for him.
Yes.
He's been doing it for.
He's got an Instagram that has all the fucking shit on there.
Yeah, he has quite a few, but I've seen a lot of it in person. His Instagram is Stone Cold Cerakote. His website stonecoldworks.com. I want to say better part of a decade now.
Yeah.
He's been doing this.
He's been doing this for a while.
He's come from very good to excellent.
He's learned from a lot of really good people in the industry. He's been working on it himself a lot. He's been doing a lot of practice on a lot of personal projects, stuff like that. We have items here in the studio that are actually made by him too. I mean, immaculate work. So basically, what you do, go over to his website. He's got the order sheet on there. He's got the price list on there, and you can basically send anything you need Cerakoted or vinyled or powder coated, and he'll let you know. Let him know though that Covert Standard.
Drop him a line that Covert sent you, and maybe he'll do something extra.
He might do something for you. He might throw a little something into the package for you. So make sure you let him know that Covert Standard sent you. Bam! That feels amazing, right? We got more people to fucking pay us. It's weird. What's up?
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's amazing.
I love his fucking shop. We were there like a week or two ago.
The official soft opening.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Bro,
It was fucking dope.
Yes, he is.
he has another open house.
No,
on his website it said November 1st.
There's a big shindig coming up that he's going to be open.
So
for.
it's called Montverde Day.
Yeah,
and it's going to be a 2-day ordeal. Motherfucker's going to be giving out free hot dogs and fucking soda. So show
wieners, free wieners.
Yeah, free wieners.
Just opened up, already given back to the community.
Yeah, look at that.
Isn't that fucking crazy how that happens?
He is going to throw out a fucking raffle out there for like $10, giving away this fucking badass six shooter. Don't know the specs yet, but we should look into that.
Ooh.
So
maybe
November 1st.
Maybe Covert Stand will go in on that.
Hey, we'll look at it.
I like it.
We'll look at it, man.
Also,
you guys robbed me of the fucking what was that? The yeet cannon? You robbed me of that.
Oh,
that's what he did.
I still want to do it though.
Yeah.
Is it only a one-time limited run?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Fuck.
But the gun disappeared. It's not our fault.
No, it's still available.
Oh, is it?
It's still there, right?
All right. Well, we need the community of Covert Standard to hit us up and let us know if we get 10 upvotes. 10 upvotes. I need 10 upvotes.
DMs.
And I'll put yes in my fucking hat.
Okay.
Because I was the one that said no.
Along with the 10 upvotes, I want to go ahead and announce that we're going to do a little giveaway, ladies and gentlemen. So those of you that have been listening, are diehard listeners since the beginning, probably been waiting for this for a long time too. So we've mentioned this before, but we're actually going to come out and do this, and we are going to be giving away a Zev Tech Pro trigger. Okay. This thing,
fancy.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It really looks pretty cool. The profile's awesome. It's got a flat face shoe.
It's a flat face shoe with a slight curve at the tip of it to kind of give you tactile feedback, letting you know you're at the correct leverage point. It is nice.
This is a drop in for what model pistols again? This is
Glock 9s and 40s.
So if you own, which I know I own a few. I think every one of us owns either a 9 or 40 Glock. If you've got a Glock at home and you need an upgraded trigger, this is a Zev Tech Pro trigger that you can drop into there as well that we are giving away. Shipping included and everything.
No purchase necessary.
No purchase necessary. When this podcast drops and you guys heard it here first, we are going to be putting this on Covert Standard's Instagram page. So what you have to do, the rules will be there. So go to the page. You'll see all the rules there. But basically, you need to like the post. You need to tag somebody in the post as well. And you have to follow Covert Standard, the Covert Standard page as well. And we'll do it for about a month. 30 days.
30 days.
We'll do it 30 days from today's date. And then it'll be announced what the expiration date is. We'll randomly choose it on live with the entire Covert Standard staff. And staff. That sounded weird. The fucking the Covert Standard family. And we'll be on live and we'll announce the winner on live so that way everybody can go ahead and join in the festivities. So don't forget, we're going to have 4 episodes. We're going to probably mention this, but we have a trigger we're giving away for you guys.
Bro, that's a start right there.
That's fucking dope, right?
That is fucking awesome.
By the way,
what's the value on that?
None of us can actually
on that.
I don't know, $100 or something.
Yeah,
none of us can actually be
you
part
Google
of that.
it. I don't fucking know.
What? So don't put bad karma on there.
No, none of us can be part of this. This is for the fans.
Okay.
What if
it was like a bad karma
relatives?
Bad Karma Live 1.
If
You'll never know.
No. It's Bad Karma, but instead of a K, it's a C.
Yeah.
Bad Karma Live.
Yep.
I bet that's out there, man.
It
I
might
fucking
be.
believe it.
Fucking
and
better.
it's gonna be sent to a PO box.
Fucking better not be.
Fucking same area code as.
Better be a
Dude, it's the most annoying thing in the world when I go. If you try to have you typed in Covert Standard's website, like the webpage,
Yes,
when
I
you look
have.
up Covert Standard,
It corrects you.
it tries to correct you, saying that covert's not a word, which it is.
Yeah.
And try to make it. Or do you mean convert? Like we're converting.
Well,
some
the
sort of
equation, or like whatever that fucking.
Convert Standard is like a
Standard
popular
to
program.
It usually comes up for porn for me. Is that weird? Or
The
think that's
Covenant.
everything, yeah.
Covenant is something different, bro.
no, it's like covertly hiding this dick in your butthole.
How is that a standard?
That is the standard.
I really don't know how
That
you could
is
be covert
the
about that either.
standard.
You have to be covert about it.
How? Okay, explain to me. Hold on. You don't get away from
You
this one.
are convert, like you're being covert about it.
How do
Converting
you?
Okay, good.
How do you?
That
How do you
dick.
successfully put that dick in that booty hole?
Oh, it's a booty hole now.
covert.
It has to be stretched out a good amount.
Covertly. You have to be covert.
It's more
about
of
this.
they have to sneeze and then I'm in.
And they don't realize that it went in.
Maybe.
Oh, shoot! Whoa! Hey, man, you're a little close.
What happened? It's not, hey, girl. It's, hey, man.
Hey, man, you're a little close. No, okay, so
just
that's
turns around and says, I think I sharted.
I think, damn, that felt a little wet, man.
It is wet.
It is.
God damn.
Oh
my
What are you guys
God.
talking about, bro?
I'm trying to ask how you doing. You said
Right now I'm thinking
sneeze?
about fucking some fucking Adam Sandler movie, or Doyle Rules, like where the car fucking falls off the cliff. We just did that.
We just
Car's falling off the- Talking about dicks. Dicks going in booty holes during a sneeze.
During a sneeze, you have to sneeze first, though. Like, that's the trick. Well, hold on. What? All right. Have you ever went to go for a sneeze, looked up, and then like it went away? What happens if you're already prepared for it, but the sneeze doesn't happen? What are you gonna do?
Die? When I sneeze, it's like one of those, like it clears out like the big nostrils and shit. So when it doesn't.
No, I'm talking about the person that you are covertly inserting your penis.
Smack him on the back of the head.
Make it sneeze.
You just scream out pineapple, and then they sneeze.
Yes, we'll go with that.
Huh.
I'm trying to figure this out, man. This is a very interesting.
I don't think it's one of those things.
I don't understand.
We should probably go into.
I don't know.
Hashtag Firehead.
Maybe.
God.
Line talking.
So,
Shut up, Dylan.
So,
What are you doing over there?
have you guys seen in the news lately the Guardian program that they're implementing in a lot of the schools in Florida?
I knew about the Guardian program. I thought it was just going to be more of the security aspect. I didn't know, and they were trying to do the teacher, because the Guardian program's been out for a few years, I thought, or they've been trying to push it out.
Yeah.
And now they're apparently getting teachers to fucking start doing shenanigans?
So,
Yes.
Okay. So I'm working at a gun shop one day, and then I pay attention to the news.
Seems like every day.
I'm just trying to paint a picture.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Painting.
Working at a gun shop, check in on the
booty
news,
holes.
and oh, by the way, Florida gun laws are changing today at 3:00. We passed this bill at noon. Figure it out.
It was really quick. It literally was that quick.
It was literally that quick. It wasn't like, oh, this next week this is going to be the change. It was like, okay, this is passed, so now at 3:00 today, this is now the law of the land. And so I had to download this thing and then read it from A to B, from A to Z.
It looks like garbage if you ever try to read it. It's so much shit crossed out.
Can't read.
Long fucking bill. Now, there's not a whole lot that pertains to FFLs in it, but I had to read the whole thing to verify that. And so most of it is provisions for school, but a section of it was essentially...
There was an age in there, wasn't it?
What?
Wasn't it talking about a certain age, somebody's age?
Yeah, they changed
For gun laws,
it.
that was when they changed it to where an 18-year-old could no longer purchase a long gun unless they had been through a hunter safety course.
Yep. Hunter license, hunter safety
or
course.
they were active military or active law enforcement.
Yep.
Those are the exceptions. But the majority of the bill was basically detailed provisions on like security for schools, like metal doors and alarm systems and lockdown procedures and law enforcement involvement with security of schools. That was the mass majority of that bill. It's really convoluted. All I could think of the whole time I was reading this is like, I'm so fucking thankful I'm not an administrator right now, because they got to be losing their shit.
Yeah, sure.
But part of it was the county has to opt in, and from there, if you're a teacher at a school that also has some sort of extracurricular activity that you take care of, that could be fucking chess club, or you're a coach of a fucking whatever.
Chess club, I like that.
Well, from one side to the other.
You coach the football team. It doesn't matter. You have to do something else. You can't just be a teacher. And then you have to qualify for a pretty substantial amount of training that is put on through the law enforcement.
Yeah, what I read on that was that they do a huge or an extensive background check and a psychological test is what it said too. And then it said there's a training course for it's a 144-hour training course that they have to go through.
Yeah.
Before that they're able to carry on school grounds as part of the Guardian Project. I think, me personally, I think that's fucking awesome. It gives an option for them to be to protect, the kids in the classroom. I think that's enough. I think that's savvy enough. 144 hours plus a huge background check and psychological test. I think that should suffice on both sides, right? And then they'll be able to, if a gunman were to be in there or an active shooter were to be in the school, the teacher can defend the kids in the classroom instead of just running and hiding. I fucking love that. I stand behind that. I can understand how it could be controversial.
There's only one dad in the room. What do you feel about that?
I'm looking to see how long like the law enforcement academy is, because I think it's pretty damn near close to that.
Yeah, it was supposed to be equivalent to law enforcement training.
So I say yes. I think it's good. I like some teachers, yes. I know a majority that are probably a big no.
I've heard it before. I've heard people say no. Yeah,
I get to talk to a few. Say no, but there are, the fucking coaches. I think yes, but then you talk about like the mom aspect of, like the. I think if a group of or somebody's coming to harm these kids, I think the fucking moms or the teachers are gonna fucking yes to do the violence of hopefully shooting, and then yes to the security kind of security guys going on. I think it's a good idea. It's a pain in the ass to fucking get all of the law enforcement.
It's one of the. I feel like it's one of those things to where like it's so far outlandish that it probably won't even happen.
What?
Like nobody's actually going to do it?
All of those stars have to align. Yeah. There has to be a county that says you can do it. There has to be an individual that's in that kind of realm. And then they also have to be into firearms, want to do that to defend kids around them. Okay. And then they have to go through the training.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like that. All those stars have to fucking align. I don't know.
They're not getting enough SROs or law enforcement in schools.
Yeah.
I mean, a majority of places haven't been, but it seems like they're going to the Guardian for the security part because there's a bunch of them down south that are doing that. They don't have enough cops.
The Guardian
of course.
program.
Yeah.
So the retired law enforcement that do it.
Yep. And then
there's like
former
military.
I got a
like
fucking
that.
story to talk about that, but I want to let Dave jump in here and see what he. I mean, do you have anything? What are your thoughts on that?
He's got going on.
I'm all about it.
Yeah.
It's given the opportunity for individuals that do want to do it, go for it. And, of course, they got to go above and beyond their fucking duties. But, good for them for fucking trying to do something versus...
I like... Yeah.
Not.
No.
I know we've hashed this out before on the podcast. And it, to be fair, I don't have any skin in the game because I don't have a kid in the school system. I know a lot of really pro... I work with people that are like, no, I hate the idea of a teacher being able to carry... Like, I don't, it baffles me on why that's true, but, there are plenty of people that's how they feel.
Look, you got to look at it like concealed carry.
Right. That's how I see it.
They're not going to be announcing, hey, guys, I got a fucking gun at the house. So if anything does happen, this is where it's going to. No, you don't fucking do that.
I feel like that should be me. I'm just going to jump in as the school PE teacher, be like, all right, guys, lesson 1, I've got a gun, and I'm going to protect you.
And...
All
Frederick, can you please report to the office?
Yeah, all I can do is put myself in those shoes. Like, imagine if one of us was a teacher.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
You're working at a fucking high profile, like high target position, and you have no right to defend yourself or the fucking minors that you're in charge of.
That's why I'm not a teacher.
I would be a very good teacher.
No, look,
man, like that.
Being a teacher,
I try to put myself in that, and
teach?
like, how does that make sense?
How
does it make sense to write your laws like that? But again, I know plenty of people disagree with me.
Sorry, 101.
I think it's pretty dope.
Serious conversation over there. You stop. Yeah. Keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Hold on. Serious conversation.
Okay, all right.
We're done?
No, probably not. But continue.
Jesus. So, but back to what I was saying, because, God damn it, man. You guys good?
I didn't say anything.
No, they're not.
That was him this time.
We're in the same room.
I can see like the fucking class, like, fucking, Mr. We'll go with Mr. Chase or Bad Karma Live or Mr. Bad Karma.
Live.
Yeah, Mr. Live, Bootyism 101.
So are you going to be the high school sex ed teacher? Are you going to pull... Bootyism 101.
Yeah, that's probably a thing. Dude, look, they're both drinking.
He's going to... Listen, first of all, he's going to try to teach the class how to use a condom, and he has no idea how to use it.
That is definitely a thing.
Never used this before.
He's gonna
like rip it open.
He's gonna rip it open,
and then he's gonna be like, and you throw this out, and then you're gonna have that one honor roll student like, Aren't you supposed to use that?
No, he's just sitting there. He's reading the fucking.
Shut up, you teacher's pet.
Yeah.
He's reading the directions in the back of the box.
Fucking nerd.
Trying to fucking.
Step 1: remove condom from
Boy,
wrapper.
it's like,
Yeah.
let me
And it's
pull
like,
out,
where's the pictures?
let me pull out my knife, cut it open. Like, it's
like in 2 pieces.
Yeah.
Step 2: grab the nipple. Which one's the fucking nipple?
Are we talking about condoms
sorry.
still, or are we talking? What are we talking about?
Is it dead in the water over there, Dave, or you have?
Oh yeah. Sorry. What did we miss? We were having
They,
fun.
they pretty well stole your thunder pretty
You're an
well.
asshole, Chase.
Oh, it's a fucking thing.
I
I'm
hear
not. I'm
You're an
used to
asshole,
it.
Chase.
I'm not new here.
Yeah. Come on.
Been here for a while.
What episode are we on? Come on. All right. No, but for real, like it's one of those things. I'm glad that there's a further step, and I think that taking all those extra hours is to really calm the parents if there ever is a shooting, and then they don't say, how come that teacher had that gun? You know? I think that's all it is just they're trying to cover their ass about the whole fucking thing. In my opinion, that's why they fucking did it. Man, why is that blowjob light going on, dude? What the fuck is up with that?
Blowjob light.
That's what it is. It's like this massive light on this camera.
How is that a
And-
blowjob light?
Dude, that's what
It's usually dimmer.
you don't see the lights like in the girl's eyes when, looking at videos? No.
Oh,
That's actually a ring light that I'm going to be purchasing here soon. But that's what that is.
Gotcha.
Oh.
That's the blowjob. The blowjob light's on its way.
Oh, it's on its way. It's on its fucking way.
So Guardian.
I like teachers. If teachers want to do it, yes. I like the former veterans. Fucking actually giving them like a some of them don't transfer out too good. So like having a good job, like taking care of the kids.
It feels good, dude.
Is that the Guardian? So is veterans
Guardian,
as well?
To my understanding, is how it started, and then they fucking started adding teachers to it. And yes, to teachers, I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Right.
A majority of them will not because they're there.
I mean,
time and money.
It's a very kind of leftist field.
Yes,
so
that.
they're generally
It's-
anti-gun in general.
Yeah.
I understand all that stuff.
The-
I'm totally against forcing anybody to do anything. But the guardianship program of the retired law enforcement, though, I don't know,
bro. I mean, that would be the best law enforcement gig ever.
Well, yeah.
'Cause then you
So
don't have to
that
take
made
shit for
national
reports.
news a few weeks ago. Orlando PD guy, you know what I'm about to talk about, I'm sure. Guy arrested two separate 6-year-olds
Yes.
for different offenses.
What a piece of shit.
Like fingerprinted,
But
mugshot,
yeah, no, I know.
handcuffs in the back of the
But
car.
I
You
know
know
it.
what's more fucked up than that?
What's that?
In his contract, he cannot get fucking fired till what, 2021? Was that what it was? And now everybody's
if he's,
scrambling that
SRO.
how the fuck he managed to squeeze that contract in and he cannot get fired.
I didn't
Like,
even read that
dude,
part.
that was a big deal. They're like, what do you mean you can't get fired? They're like, nope, he's on
Yeah, what is he
administrative
have,
leave.
fucking tenure?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's his first. I think he,
Yeah, OPD's weird for getting rid of their guys.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah.
very weird.
Well, that's the
It's
problem
a-
with the unions.
and that's
But what? Okay, so here's my devil's advocate to it because we were.
Okay.
I've just been discussing this too.
6-year-olds.
6-year-old. No, I agree that shouldn't be a thing. How the justice system works in Florida is shit
Okay.
for 18 and below
I
or
agree.
17.
Minors. Got it.
Babies is shit. They get it. They go in. They get out in like 2-3 hours.
What
Okay.
do you mean it's shit? Like it's
It's
poorly
the
operated?
biggest. Yes, it's
Okay.
it's a
Okay.
daycare is pretty much all it is. What do you do in law enforcement? Well, think about this. In law enforcement, if a 6-year-old does something bad, can't get a hold of the parents, what do you do with that kid?
You keep them in school, put them in detention.
That's gonna work.
It's a 6-year-old. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So you put him in detention. Because why did the kid get in trouble?
Yeah, that was going to be my question.
Because he hit a teacher.
It was.
Is that what
a
it was?
girl,
He had a teacher?
and
Or she had a teacher?
she went, and yeah, she kicked a teacher.
That's
A 6-year-old.
assault.
6-year-old. 6-year-old.
So it's battery on a teacher.
What is-
and
Yep.
generally that means if it's a teacher, that's a felony.
but it
Hold
is a
up.
6-year-old.
6-year-old.
There's
Right.
no malicious intent, so it'll be thrown out
Where I was going to
as
get at.
fast as that.
Where I was going to get at. It's like 6-year-old. They're first grade, right? That's first grade.
Yeah. Fifth,
yes.
5-year-old is
5 years old, they're
kindergarten.
kindergarten or
Yep.
pre-K.
Yep.
You're going to tell me a first grader really intended to do that felony?
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Now,
what I'm getting at. Like the teacher kind of
throwing a fit can be a thing that the kids do, and it's too. I guess the best way to put it is, you're a teacher. You have to deal with these kids, and there are shitty kids out there.
Yep,
I've met a few. Okay, so what do we do? If you're the teacher that gets kicked, you can't get a hold of the parents. This kid is out of control, doing ridiculous shit. Detention is what's going to solve?
Well, no, I don't think detention would solve it. You do need to detain.
A 6-year-old is not on the table.
Yeah, but detaining them is still. I mean, what are you going to do? Just let them do what
Be
they
a
want?
6-year-old?
So
No. Okay. Well, I'm not going to sit here and just keep getting kicked by a kid. I just let it happen, and it's over and over and over and over.
Because
and then all of a sudden,
you have no power. You don't have any ability to do anything.
If you get kicked and you fucking
do
smack them back,
you're going to get in trouble.
you're fired.
Done.
Sure.
And you could be arrested.
You're fired.
If you let the 6-year-old continue to hit you, it's going to show the other 6-year-olds like, oh, I could do this too. It's going to train a bad train of thought, and there's no control of the kid. The parents won't do anything. Then I agree with detaining.
But do you guys remember what we just went over about
detaining is a harsh.
hearing your name going through the fucking PA, and everybody's like, oh shit, you're in trouble. You need to create that fucking environment by saying you're going to go somewhere else. Wait.
By the way, this person,
They took
that's
that
what I'm
away a
getting
long
at.
time ago.
this person was already in that scenario. They weren't. If this wasn't like something that happened in front of a class full of kids.
So you're suggesting, okay, screw it. Go ahead, keep doing it.
No,
What are you suggesting?
I'm talking about being a fucking adult and managing kids.
Sure.
Like if you fucking know anything about managing kids, like go to any fucking daycare of kids that are just acting wild and watch an actual fucking professional do their job.
So then that goes back to the teacher.
Yes.
So it goes back to the teacher.
But
What
it goes
goes
back
to the parent.
No, what it
and
goes
today's
back
culture.
What it goes back to
The
is
fucking paddle, baby.
law enforcement
I
should
was trying
not
to get there,
have
but
any fucking job to do with taking a 6-year-old to jail.
so a teacher's going to do what?
Paddle, baby.
You're going to grab the
No.
child. You're going to
Ruler on the hand.
Hold the child down,
If you're
you're gonna-
going to answer this how the best I like it answered is minimum necessary force.
I don't know how. Okay, what? Describe that. Elaborate.
So push them.
Elaborate. Because today's society doesn't allow you to fucking intervene in a little baby fucking crying about
That's
the
the problem.
Skittles on the fucking thing. You're like, hey, listen to your mom and dad, and then you got the parent turning around saying, hey, don't talk to my fucking kid like that. And you're like, are you fucking serious? No, hold up. I'm bringing up a fucking valid reason. And then the other thing is that we got Floridians are fucking shitbags. I'm just going to put it out there because I'm one of them. And we have a bad habit of calling the police to use that as a scare tactic for the fucking kids today. All the way up to what, age 13?
I'm pretty
sure that fucking happens
That's
every day.
not just Florida, though.
No, I'm using Florida as an example because
Florida
that's where
man's
I'm
real.
at. And Florida man is a real thing.
Because now we're talking shitty parenting because it's one of those like, oh, hey, kids, if you don't pay attention, that policeman's going to take you to jail.
And not only that, but they actually do call the cops.
You
And the
fucked
cops
up
are stuck.
by starting that shit.
And the cops are stuck dealing with what society is today.
Okay.
And that's where I just wanted to go full circle on, like, you know, when you said the juvie system is all fucked, it's a daycare center, it's because it's turned into that.
Officers should not be in a school at all to police children.
I can agree
just
with
finished
policing
talking
children.
about-
Well, the
Guardian?
the Guardian program, yeah, but he's talking about
to
That's
police
policing children.
that is? Security is policing children?
They're policing
Okay, that's
the
totally
fucking-
different.
No.
May I?
Okay,
to
Dillon.
deal with the
May I?
problem.
May I?
And there's a problem with a 6-year-old.
Yes.
I got my hand up.
This is ridiculous. This is how we're gonna do this?
Yeah.
My hand's up. Okay, so I'm going to go over what my solution is after. This is what I want to say about that. I think our society has developed to a point to where we collectively are very sensitive on the subject about kids, not knowing what our ancestors or the people before us had to go through when they were going through school and everything like that. Basically, society used to be, if you were an adult, you were a fucking adult, and then the whole respect your elders was a real thing.
Yeah, you're treated.
It doesn't matter who the adult was. If your kid was acting out of line, another adult stepped in and did it, you wouldn't say anything.
Shit happened to me.
You wouldn't say anything because that adult was an adult. He put the child or she put the child in their place. You need to act right, and it doesn't matter if it was parents or not.
Right.
But now it's like, oh, don't touch my fucking kids. And then all of a sudden, it turned into this whole fucking fiasco. We took the violence out of the not violence. We took the discipline out of schools, and now our disciplinary actions are just pieces of paper or a scolding, and it's not fucking helping. So
or sitting someone in the corner and telling them that they have to sit there.
I agree with both of you
Public
right now.
humiliation.
Both of you have a very valid point in my book. Number one, yes, you're right. Police should not be there to police kids. Just shouldn't. It's a learning area. It's a place to develop. It's a place to grow up. They shouldn't be policing the kids. However, police should be there. Police should be there to protect because we obviously have a problem. So I think
that's what I was trying to get at.
If we can't carry on school grounds like this bill is helping us do in Florida, then yeah, absolutely we should have some sort of protection.
that was the core of my point is that the police shouldn't be there for policing kids. They should be there for the security.
Yes.
That was my point. And the reason I jumped on you, Dave, is because I felt like you just straight and made those two things the same. Of saying that if they're there to protect the kids, they have to be there to police the kids.
He's raising his hand.
It's not what I meant. But
so
I
with
see
your point,
adults.
Yes,
good job.
I like that.
Good job.
And your point, I fucking agree with. Yeah, we need to bring that shit fucking back. Like it starts at the fucking the family's home.
Yeah,
it starts with the parents.
Grocery stores.
Stop treating your kids like it's just some delicate object. I'm going to get in trouble. I'm not going to discipline them. I'm going to let them do whatever they want.
The problem is that
because
they're
not
getting
learning.
in trouble.
Well, they're not learning.
People are getting in trouble. If a kid shows up to school with a fucking bruised arm, they're getting in trouble. DCF or whatever it's fucking called.
Yeah.
And they actually get in. And that's
because
fucking
child abuse.
deal.
Because child abuse is a thing.
But that's
I think it's more of a minuscule thing.
No one knows
exactly.
The line's been blurred.
The line's been blurred. Yes. We're right on the right line. I think that it starts at the fucking home. The parents should not get in trouble for disciplining their kids in any way they feel necessary. That way, when they get to school, they have respect. And then at school, I think Dillon, you're right. I don't think the police should be arresting a kid or throwing him. I think that the teacher
part is blowing my mind.
Raise my hand.
I think the teacher. Yes, you can go in a second. I think the teacher though should have some sort of way of being able to have the authority to handling the situation. Now, I'm not saying fucking go up to the 6-year-old and punch him in the fucking throat. But man, there's got to be a certain way. Okay, listen, you're out of here. We're going to the principal's office. Whatever we got to do.
It's easy.
And physically remove that problem.
What I was going to bring it back to is like
it should be.
This is something you can all equate to because I know you've all dealt with it.
Chase rose his hand.
No, it's okay.
I was kidding. I'm kidding.
Every single one of you has had a puppy at some point, right?
Yes.
Has a puppy ever bit you? Of course it did, right?
Yes.
And how badly were you hurt? Did you need to go to the fucking hospital? No. It's a fucking puppy. So what you do is you address the problem. And now, do you beat the shit out of the puppy? Some people do, but that's generally the wrong fucking call. Minimum necessary force. So you start with verbal cues. Then, if they're not responding to that, then you force them to sit and build from there. Now, I understand that teachers have their hands tied to where they're not allowed to physically harm a kid. They're not allowed to paddle a kid anymore in most states.
They're not even allowed to pinch.
That's a thing still?
They're not allowed to pinch.
There is no
students.
federal law stopping that at all. It is state law.
Yep.
Huh.
So
what state is that? Not Florida.
Every state has the ability to choose whatever that is.
No, I know, but which state do you know of?
I mean, Kansas is one of them, but there's probably 6 or 7, I think.
Are still there.
That's fucking... I always thought that was a good thing, even though I was a bad kid in school.
It's minimum necessary
the
force.
paddle?
Yeah, that's all.
Well, I think they use it only like on the desks, to get your fucking attention.
So what do we do? What do we do for? We'll just step up one cue. What if an 8-year-old fucking tries to stab his mother? What do we do then?
With the knife,
we're adding 2 years. Yes. What do we do?
See your point.
Hold on.
Well, hold on.
Yeah. We're still at the school.
We're both at felonies. We're both at felonies. And we're adding 2 years. What do we do?
There's
no criminal intent till they're about mentally 11 or 12. So I mean that's as easy as
an 8-year-old is not like. Same thing with a 6-year-old, but an 8-year-old is not like a fucking. They don't know. It's not like they don't know what's going on around them. Now they're still prone to temper tantrums, that kind of thing.
I have seen.
And I mean that's what adults happen.
I would say that if an 8-year-old is trying to stab his parent, it is probably from bad parenting.
Oh, there's my fucking yes. Same with a 6-year-old. The fucking problem is the parent.
Well, that's what I was just saying.
So what do we do with the kid? What do we do with the kid now? If
I disagree.
The parents disagree with what?
I disagree with the
parenting.
The parent is the problem in the 6-year-old.
It is. No.
You didn't see that interview?
I agree with the
that
parents.
interview was pretty
The parent's the problem.
pretty rough.
I agree with the parent is the problem.
It was
Apparently,
it was
the kid has sleeping issues or blah, 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 so they had a temper tantrum.
Oh, my God.
But no, I would tell you that there are a plenty of schools that deal with problem children very fucking well. And generally, the determining factor there is they have the ability to fire the teachers when they're not doing a good job. Just like this officer can't be fired in Orange County, I guarantee it's the same shit for the teachers, that if they're shit teachers in Orange County, they still can't get fucking fired if they've been there long enough.
No, they get fired pretty quick.
Yeah.
No, really, they do for fucking.
I just had a friend just got fired just because.
No, we're right here. We didn't get fired.
Yeah,
Oh,
neither
God.
one of us did.
Yeah.
That hold on before you just brush that off. That is tenure is a thing there.
What?
There you can be a teacher for a certain period of time and then not be able to get fired. That is absolutely a thing in Orange County.
I'm not saying no. I'm saying
I've never known what
friend
tenure
just
is.
got fired.
I know,
Just
and I know who
somehow.
you're talking about. And he's not like he's a career teacher there. You know what I mean?
6 years.
Right. 6 years ain't 20.
I know of 20 fucking 20.
It's a her.
They've been fucking teaching for
Okay.
20 years.
I was thinking of another dude.
20
Sorry.
years, and they get fucking fired.
Counterpart.
Over
Yeah.
something stupid. Over a kid hitting them, they fucking smack them back because
Yeah.
it's just normal human reaction.
Sure.
I understand what you're saying. Have you heard of ODD? Oppositional Defiant Disorder. You ever heard of that bullshit?
Fucking no, but that sounds like some
another
garbage.
bullshit.
So
Yeah.
everybody's been, all of the kids, the 6-year-old, I believe, has been, or the
It's another
8-year-old
fake
that I'm
mental illness
referring
they're putting
to,
out?
yeah,
Diagnosed with ODD.
diagnosed with that shit.
Okay, explain
So
to me what that is.
They don't like authority.
Yeah,
So
I have that.
hold on, that's a disorder.
I have that.
I have ODD too.
I have that.
So same. So going back to what I was saying,
That's so stupid.
what do we do? What do we do with the kid for the knife thing? What do we do? We're talking.
I guess I need more information.
An 8-year-old's trying to stab his mother.
Stop
How much
him.
more information do you need? What do we do with him then?
Tell him not to do that again.
And then we just leave him be?
Sure.
No, you can't.
And
Why? So
Orange
okay.
County law.
Can I bring,
Okay, but that you're asking me, not Orange County law.
can I bring
So-
something up? A correctional facility, right? Juvie, right? When I was growing up, I remember seeing a video on TV. This is like in the 90s, okay, of what Juvie was supposed to be, a quote unquote correctional facility.
Yep.
And it actually kind of scared me because I didn't want to go through what they were going through. And it looked like they were putting them through torture almost. And the video that I saw had like them putting a helmet on one of the guys that had a really loud banging noise to it.
Yeah.
And then it would, like, if they were acting up, they would put that helmet on them and they would be subjugated to that very loud noise and it would drive them nuts. So they would stop acting up and they would take the helmet off, like a form of torture. It's not a harsh torture, but it's a form of torture.
Yeah.
There was another one that they had some liquid involved that did the same thing, but that's what they were trying to do to these kids was correct them. They would put them through these these different things if you were acting up or if you were a problem.
Behavioral therapy.
Yes, it was behavioral therapy. And after seeing this video when I was like, man, I must have been like 10 maybe. It freaked me out. Like I was like, I don't want to fucking be tortured. Like I thought it was a torturing that they had to go
That was
through.
the point.
Yeah. Well,
That was the point of the video, anyways.
yeah. I don't even know if that was even a real thing.
Right.
But it fucking worked. I was like, nope, I'm not fucking.
Keep
I'm not
acting
fucking
out,
doing
kids.
it.
We'll waterboard your ass.
So I always thought that that's what the correctional facilities were, the juvenile detention centers. I thought that's what that was, JDC. And now just kind of based this off what I'm hearing and what I've heard from people that actually went to JDC, it just seems like all it is just like a daycare center.
It is.
You just send them there, and they stay there for 10 days, and they're out.
Not even. If they don't have enough like points is what they go off of. They go there for fucking 2 to 3 hours, and then if their parents come and get them, then they leave. And
So
if they don't,
we need to make that the most terrifying place. Yeah, that needs to be the most terrifying place in the fucking world.
There's the other problem. There's shitty parenting and shitty fucking judicial.
Dude, there's not a possible way there's a bad parent in Florida.
Yeah,
that was the most sarcastic thing I've ever heard of.
Dave,
with that straight.
Dave, come on, bring it in.
Hold on, has anybody else seen this video? Have none of you guys seen this video?
I have never seen that video.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Dave, you?
What video?
About JDC.
Children being tortured.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Jesus, I gotta find it. I gotta see if I can. I hope it's on YouTube.
Your mom
Repost
been
it.
like,
Gotcha, bitch.
I didn't want to go to JDC. I thought they were gonna put a helmet on me and play loud noises, and I didn't like that. I thought I was going to be fucking tortured. Yeah,
Whatever
fucking do
state did that to you, they got you good.
Then that worked.
I either saw that in Virginia or here. Those are the only two places. Like, I had to see
it should have been here.
I think it might have been
Back in
here.
the day, it was.
I think
different.
it might have been here, but I saw that video and I was like, "Yep, I'm not going to act up." I did get into a lot of fights though after fucking freshman year, but.
So then then we'll go to what's the age? We're talking about police shouldn't be policing right in schools. Like high school? You think high school is the same?
Yeah, I agree personally.
What's that?
No,
They shouldn't be in high school?
no.
Ugh.
Well, I don't know, man. So I was okay.
I also feel like
I got tased in high school.
schools.
Of course you did.
Shut
Yeah.
the fuck up.
Schools should
Oh,
not
thanks.
be.
Thanks for agreeing too, asshole. Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you motherfucker.
Makes sense. So schools should not be something to where like you could do something like you needed to be arrested and then just keep going to school. Does that make sense?
No, please. Apparently I'm retarded. Go ahead.
So if you're doing something that would warrant being arrested, then you should not be arrested. You should just not go to school there anymore.
So kick them out of the school.
Yes.
Expelled.
Gotcha.
Expulsion.
Then they put them into a shitty school.
Sure.
They have definitely a shittier school, and then they have more problems at
And
that
then
shittier
go to
school.
fucking juvie school.
Well, that's a fucking process.
Sure. I'm not saying a pipeline to juvie school. I'm not all on that train, but I feel like that's absolutely. If a school is run well, it should be able to take a shithead and turn them into a good person.
They send them to Excel.
That should be the fucking job of school. That ultimately for all problem children, the number one goal is I don't need you to get like I need you to not be a piece of shit in life. That should be the number one priority of all shitheads
So
that are going to
life
shithead
lessons
school.
against what they're taught. I agree. Life lessons should be a thing that they should bring back.
Yeah.
How not to be a piece of shit, but
Yeah.
in fucking Florida, they're teaching them for the FCAT. That's just kind of it.
Yeah.
They go off of this testing, and once they pass that, we go on to something else.
Sure.
They don't. That's not how their teacher. That's not how Orange County, Florida schools are fucking supposed to be.
FCAT is fucking it all up.
There's a tremendous amount of teachers that I have talked to that are on the agreed. They want to teach. They don't want to go off of this bullshit fucking like lecture, these fucking tests and all this shit just to get them ready for the FCAT, just to get them the fuck out. They want to go back to the teach them not to be a piece of shit.
What about Excel? How much do you know about Excel, that school?
I know that there's a lot of different schools that kids go to.
There's another school, right? That a corrective school where they take bad kids, they fucking expel them from regular school, and then they send them to. And I know Excel is one of them over here. Now, this is rumor hearsay that I heard when I was in high school. Obviously, this is probably bullshit.
Like 20 years ago.
Yeah. Damn. No. Yeah. No. Not yet. Not yet. Almost.
I like the
I'm
math.
getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But so from what I heard was that the teachers are actually physical in that school. Like they will put you down to that desk. They will sit you down to that desk. Like the teachers are allowed to have.
They are more abrupt.
They are, right?
Yeah.
They're allowed to.
Some are allowed to be more abrupt.
There is a way to do it, but they keep it in a separate program. Like you have to be bad enough to get to that program.
Get there. Yep.
And then the teachers are allowed to, like I've heard kids like trying to fight the teachers and teachers body slamming on the ground. No problem. Like that, they're allowed to do that to match the force. And that's I don't know if it's like that extreme all the time.
If they're in a bad school, there's no.
But also, it's like, listen, if you guys don't make it here, you guys fail in society. Yeah. So the kids start to
That's not true though. Like, okay, maybe it's true here in Kansas. So this whole fucking system still works in Kansas. It's same thing, except Kansas doesn't suck as bad as Florida.
Okay.
So like your base level of shitheads are just a step above Florida shitheads. So they're still there, but they're not near as bad.
Okay, not as bad.
Kansas City shitheads are not as
No, Kansas. Kansas.
Oh, okay, all right.
I didn't live in Kansas City. That is a whole other animal.
Shitty?
Yeah, worse. Yeah.
See?
Bad.
So
a lot of gang
those
violence.
are the Florida ones.
Yeah. But Kansas, you have people that do a bunch of drugs and want to fucking do nonsense.
Normal.
And they get knocked out and they go to these fucking, like, get your shit together schools. And what they will do is what I would like to see a lot more often in school is they get people into shit they actually can give a fuck about. So they get them like, okay, you don't really give a fuck about normal schools? Well, let me teach you how to fucking rebuild a car. let me
trades
turn you into
and,
a real fucking mechanic, to where you're walking out of this place an actual mechanic out of high school or whatever. There's a few different things that you can go down that road, and they teach you an actual fucking trade, to where you're walking out of there, you have your high school diploma, and you have a usable skill that you can go out and be a productive member of society with.
They do. I don't think they have them anymore. They have some of those in Florida, because I went to that.
Yeah,
for like a week. It was more of a trade school, because I was a shitty kid too.
Imagine that.
No, but I mean, it's not. Okay, maybe it was, but
the pot calling the kettle black. Yeah,
I didn't get tased. don't taste me, bro. But I don't know if they have them anymore, because I haven't seen any of them anymore. I think they closed down for most of the trade ones. But no, I mean, if we went back to older schooling of thought process for school in general,
yeah,
where they taught things, they taught life lessons, they taught a fucking craft, they taught something good. They don't teach that anymore. They teach to standards that they have to learn for a fucking class or a test. Did you go to school only in South Florida, Dave?
Yes.
Did you not go up here at all, anywhere in Central Florida, North Florida, anything like that? The reason why I'm asking is I want to know if there's a difference. Is there a difference in the schooling from South Florida compared to like Central Florida?
I went from Dade all the way to Broward, and then from Broward I went to Palm Beach. So
was there a change?
All of them were completely different.
Really?
So Dade County teachers were still allowed to actually physically do things to the kids, like meaning,
Diddle them.
like a little pinch on the fucking fatty part of your arm where that shit fucking hurt and got your attention. Mm-hmm. If you ever got it, they can pick up the kid and put him in a corner and fucking kind of corrective action type of thing.
Sure.
And
was that
Broward.
in all of them? Okay, this is Dade. Okay, sorry.
This is Dade.
Okay.
Broward, not so much. Everything was just verbalized, and the threat was using the cops all the time. No one wanted to deal with cops. And then in Palm Beach, they were like, you go straight to detention, and detention was a Saturday, so it kind of opened your eyes a little bit. You're like, fuck, that's impeding my weekend.
Sure.
So
yeah,
that's how it kind of.
I also imagine if you're someone that runs a school, you don't want to let all the students know what you can get away with. Like, you don't want them to know how far you can take it.
Yeah,
yeah, like you have to hide that from them.
Yeah,
So,
I could beat your ass,
but
I'm not gonna.
Yeah. But I can.
Yeah.
I could do it.
I can do it.
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I did want to talk about the standardized testing.
Yeah,
it's gotten worse and worse over every county that I went to.
Yeah, no.
We focused more on that stupid fucking FCAT more than anything.
I think all this stuff that you're talking about is kind of bullshit.
What do you mean that is bullshit?
I went to school back from Florida.
It was a thing where X amount pass. If there's a success rate,
right.
they can actually keep or get more teachers. That's how it was actually handled. It was the amount of students per class.
It is definitely how they give grants for like basically money to the school.
Yep.
So just like they give departments grants from the government on how many felony drug busts they get, they do the same thing with schools of like, this is your passing stuff. Now, the fact that their curriculum was only like, hey, let's just study for this one test, is not a failure of the test. It's a failure of the school.
Well, the school was so worried about the whole damn test.
Right.
Like, my high school was a fairly new high school, and it was only open for like 2 years. And their success rate was 70%.
Yeah.
And they kept on having to cut teachers because they couldn't fund them. And the classes went from 30 students all the way up to fucking 70.
Well, I could agree.
Like that.
I could agree with the standardized testing being kind of bullshit. I'll be honest with you, because I have a really good example. So I went to 4 different high schools going through school, and part of the reason why is because of unfortunate events that landed me going back up to VA where I'm from. And I went that was when I went to high school. And I went to high school junior year up in Virginia, and I'm going to tell you right now, it was probably the most difficult year at high school I have ever went through, because I felt like I didn't learn anything in school. So when I was taking these classes that were supposed to be, and I took a placement test, like because they had to take over because high school is still like college almost. They have to take credits and they have to see what classes you took and then put you in others and everything like that.
It's transferable.
So it's not like it's not like I just jumped into class. You know, they went through all that now where I was supposed to be. And man, they were like, yeah, so, you know, when you guys learned this, oh, I didn't learn that. Oh, and when you went and learned this, I didn't fucking learn that either. And it was the hardest year of school I've ever been through simply because
play catch up.
I know how to find, you know, the base of something. I know how tall that flagpole is now compared to the shadow. Like, those are the fucking FCAT questions. And like that's what we fucking went over. And when I went to school back up in Virginia, man, it was like it felt like they were so much more advanced, but I don't think that they were more advanced. I think that they were just where you should be.
They were teaching.
Yeah, they
weren't going over the exact fucking questions.
Yeah, that stupid fucking FCAT is bullshit, and it needs to be done away with. To be honest with you.
Are you familiar with the concept of charter schools?
Mm-mm.
Dave?
What's a charter school?
Charter school is like a private school.
Oh, yeah, well, I would never know that.
No,
my family's poor.
Not quite, but kind of. Not quite, but kind of. Chase, you aware?
I've dealt with a few, yes.
Do you know what it is, though?
A private school.
It's not a private school.
Okay.
Then tell us.
So, charter school is a public school that takes public money and has the ability to fail. So they have to be better than a public school, and they have to do it with less money than a normal public school. Mm-hmm. They generally run kids. Like a private school, which is why Dave gave that answer, because it is partially right. They're generally run like a private school.
Yeah, but you have to be accepted to go in there.
They're a public school.
You have to have like a certain GPA to get in.
That's not necessarily true.
Reason why I know that is because it was one in Broward County that my mom wanted us to go to.
Sure. That's not necessarily true. Doesn't mean you're wrong, but some are run that way, some are not.
Yeah, there's different charter schools.
The whole point of it is basically it's bringing the free market to the public education system. And the big point of that is that when they're not succeeding, when they're failing at all of those tests, and they want to just be obsessed with teaching those tests and people aren't learning anything, and they're still not doing well in those tests, they're gone. They fail out. They're fired. Everybody's gone. Public schools can continue to fail. There are plenty of schools in Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri, both, that they were several years of low black income neighborhoods that wouldn't actually be able to give an accredited high school diploma, even if you passed the fucking high school. That's how bad they were.
I would be so pissed. like I graduated. No, I didn't.
And then,
just kidding.
Go back.
That's how high the dropout rate was. That's how bad their fucking standards had dropped, and no one was getting fired. Like, that's baffling to me that's how we run our education system. When you can fail completely at your job, and don't worry about it. I mean, this is government funded, so we're good there. Charter schools try to bring the free market to the public education system. So they do have standards. Sometimes it's a GPA standard. Sometimes it's a disciplinary standard to where you want to act up, or you want to fucking bring drugs into school, or you want to fucking, get into it, try to bring gang violence to school, you're fucking gone. Fuck
just
off.
Like that, yeah.
Gone.
And they don't have to.
And now you're not. Now the bad influencers, the bad actors, are out of the fucking classroom, and the majority of them that are good and trying to fucking pay attention don't have that distraction anymore.
I've always said that we needed to pay more attention to our education system. I mean, these are the kids of the future. This is our future generation here, and for whatever reason, it's like underfunded, in my opinion. It's like not paying attention.
Okay, here's the crazy thing. Our funding has gone through the fucking roof for education. If you look at from the 60s until now, we have spent wildly more amounts on education.
Are you adjusting for?
Yes.
Okay.
And you're seeing a decrease in results. It's not a spending issue, but it's a management of funds.
Those numbers were
management of funds.
Those numbers are including universities.
Huh?
Those numbers are including universities as well.
No, those numbers are K through 12.
Okay. If I'm not mistaken, universities, because of tuition, that's how they get funded, right? That has nothing to do with the education system?
The university thing is a whole nother problem of when government came in and said, we're going to back these loans, all of a sudden prices skyrocketed for universities because everybody could get a loan. So then all of a sudden, well, we better make it easy enough for everybody to get in. They don't need to graduate, but we can at least let everybody in. And then so that whole downturn of trying to make universities easier made it mean less, and then you have a fucking bubble. With the K through 12 thing, that is all public funded. You know, that a lot of our tax dollars go to that. Not all of it, not even the majority of it, but a lot of it does.
I think the education system needs to be relooked at, restructured, and remanaged. Like, or set up different rules. Something needs to happen.
They need to have the ability to fail and then put someone else in charge. That's the real problem, is that they can fail and then just keep failing. No one gets fired when they're failing. People don't come in and, okay, well, this failing business isn't.
Well, hold on. They have to have the ability to fail for real, though, because a lot of times, I mean, some of these teachers just let things go, too. Like, let it happen.
That's what I'm saying. Like, those teachers need to be fired. You know, that's a problem with, it's not just administration. It's not just principals and administration. It's teachers. It's from the ground up. Like, we're talking about that 6-year-old that got arrested.
Need a fucking clean house.
Like, what happened? Was it a failure on the teacher's part, or was that officer just jumping in there like, that kid hit you, I'm gonna fucking take this kid to jail because I'm having a bad day? You know, like, was it the teacher that was being a piece of shit and was like, arrest this kid? And, you know, all right, fuck it. You know, who knows what the hell actually happened behind that? Like, it's always easy to hate the cops because everybody fucking hates the cops. It's easy to hate the cops.
I don't hate the cops.
We could be a high school dropout.
It's not popular to say teachers that are bad should be fired.
I have 2 more months of school and I want to quit right now.
Yeah.
Let's just be a dropout. I'm being a college dropout.
Can I slap you silly
right now?
You do that?
Don't do that.
I will slap you silly, and I might hit you with my gun.
You promise? Don't threaten me.
Promise.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
You've seen how I throw my gun at fucking targets?
Fucking John
run out of
Stossel.
ammo.
The only one.
I'm the only asshole that does that at the fucking range and getting yelled at all the time.
Nah, but I do agree. I think there's a lot of things that need to be looked at again. Education being one of them. As for your questions, not to beat a dead horse or anything like that, what do you do to the 8-year-old that's trying to stab the parent? You know, that's a really hard question to ask somebody. That's also a really hard question to answer, right? Because, one, I don't have kids. I mean, I'm an uncle to a lot of kids, but I don't have any kids.
But imagine being in that shoe. You being a cop.
What would I do?
Now, how would you not enough information?
But that's how cops. That's how cops show up.
Can I boot him in the face?
Cops show up and they're like, "Hey, 8-year-old with the fucking knife."
Did this 8-year-old grab a kitchen knife and wait till the parent was laying down and try to surprise him and try to fucking stab their throat?
Gathering more information.
Or did the 8-year-old grab a fucking butter knife that was at hand and fucking poke him with it?
It was an 8-year-old trying to stab mom with the fucking butcher knife, like actively got there and fucking saw them fighting for it.
Grabbed the fucking kitchen knife and was chasing around with a fucking kitchen knife. Yeah. Disarm and then probably fucking
That's why I have a baseball bat. You guys see the baseball bat in the living room, right?
No, I get it.
Just in case any of those kids that come over, you know,
Halloween.
if they ever do.
Halloween.
If they have a butcher knife, I'm going to right there with the baseball bat. It'd be done.
Punt 'em.
It's easy.
Punt 'em.
You know, hold on. Ultimately, you know, just like we said, it's the parents' fault. Ultimately, wear a condom. That's the solution right there.
Hey,
Are we going to eugenics? How fast is this going?
So
ultimately, that's what you need to do is just wear a condom.
Latex? What are we talking about here?
So do we need
how many different variants of condoms are there? Snakeskin? Is there snakeskin?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure we can make it. Crocodile. Who knows?
Crocodile condoms.
I don't see why not.
Lambskin's definitely.
Don't look at me. All right.
I know lambskin is latex, right? But can you make it out of just any skin?
I would assume.
Like, could I do a snakeskin condom? Like, be fancy with it?
Or just like intestines. That's what it is, right? Tied off at the end.
Stick your dick in the intestines and just do. Why don't you just fuck the intestines? Well, just get it over with.
Like, that's not what sausages are made out of, right? Am I right?
Sausage.
I don't know.
Intestine skin.
I'm over here spitballing here. You know, who fucking knows?
I like it.
Chase is the expert at this. What kind of condoms are there?
No, I'm definitely not. Definitely not.
No idea what this is
No,
going.
I don't even know.
Fucking love it.
The latex is. Hellcat. Do we have enough time for the Hellcat?
No, we don't have enough time for the Hellcat.
What? We don't have enough time for the Hellcat?
Well, because we got to go
And on that note.
legislation.
And
Do we have to?
Yes, we have to. So that's everything for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget about the giveaway. Go onto Covert Standard Instagram and opt in for that via the rules for that that Pro Trigger from ZevTech.
Tag your friends, boss,
Get
work
everybody to listen to these.
employees.
Yes.
If they don't like guns, it doesn't fucking matter.
Actually, that's even better. If they don't like guns, tag them in this fucking post.
no,
It'll be even
that's a
better.
waste.
Don't
That's
do
a
that.
waste. Don't do that. That's a waste of space.
They'll never. That's fine. Whatever.
Do it.
Anyway, we've got Bad Karma Live.
I don't remember what I'm supposed to say.
You're gonna remember here in a second.
Yeah, I know.
I've got Cabal from Cabal USA. Don't forget to go to cabalusa.co. Enter that Covert Standard promo code.
Oh, you just took my line. All right, next.
Cabal USA.
.co.
.co.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got Clear Malfunction.
Don't arrest 6-year-olds.
And I am the Nitro Panda. Don't forget about our social media. Go ahead and follow everything Covert Standard. Visit our website.
If you ever have to think about it, the answer is always don't arrest
a
6-year-olds.
6-year-old. That's the answer for everything. Like, hey, what's 2 + 2? Don't arrest 6-year-olds.
Dude, just don't arrest 6-year-olds. That's all.
8-year-olds okay.
8-year-old?
Sure.
8-year-olds okay.
Sure.
Sure.
Don't arrest 6-year-olds.
Go to covertstandard.com. Check us out. Follow us.
It's a
Blah, blah,
fucking
blah,
baby.
blah, blah. Love you guys.
Anybody in a mood for sushi? I'm totally in.
So there I was. What's
If you weren't there, you
No.
fucking lying.
Sushi sounds terrible.
And
That one.